Hi, I'm Travis Zeiler, and today in the city we're in my favorite part of San Francisco. This is the western side of the peninsula where it's adjacent to the Pacific Ocean. You'll find the Outer Richmond, the Outer Sunset, Sutro Heights, which we're in right now, then of course the Sutro Ruins, Cliff House, and Ocean Beach. We got a lot to check out today, so let's go! Now, although Sutro Heights Park doesn't look like very much right now, just a nice relaxing place to come walk your dog and check out the view. This hilltop was once the home of former San Francisco mayor, self-made millionaire, and philanthropist Adolph Sutro. What we now see in Sutro Heights Park, which is a pleasant local spot for picnics, bird watching, and taking in sea breeze, was once a neatly manicured Victorian garden with flower beds, hedge mazes, parterres or parterres, a type of flower and hedge arrangement where you'd see names and shapes made out of the plants, and then more than 200 imported Greek and Roman statue replicas. The parapet alone had several of them, along with 2 decommissioned Navy cannons pointed out toward the sea. In addition to this was the Dolce Far Niente balcony, which was a long terrace-like structure which stretched along the cliff and overlooked the entire beach. Now, thanks to the advantage of 21st century technology, we can take a look at some of the sites in this part of San Francisco to get an idea of what the buildings that once stood there a century or more ago might look like if they were still there today. We'll start with one of my favorites, the Cliff House. The third iteration we see today was built in 1909, having had renovations done in the early 2000s, and this is the version that's been there the longest. Sadly, the Cliff House in Sutro closed in December of 2020 during the pandemic. I've had a lot of great times at this place. I missed the popovers, the mimosas, the live music on Friday nights, and this was a hell of a date spot too. So hopefully it will open again one day soon.
Baby, come back.
Prior to 1909, there were 2 buildings there before it. The first Cliff House that was built in 1863, which burned down on Christmas Day in 1894, and then there was this one. The second version of the Cliff House, which was completed in 1896. This massive 8-story Victorian castle of sorts was sponsored by Adolph Sutro, and it had the works. Fancy dining and dancing rooms, art galleries, an observation tower, an upper floor open-air veranda. It was truly an icon of the Gilded Age of San Francisco, and even hosted presidents such as William McKinley and Teddy Roosevelt, among many other notable guests of the time. However, this building barely lasted 11 years and burned down in September of 1907, even after surviving the 1906 earthquake which devastated the rest of the city. I often come down to this spot on the beach and wonder what it would look like to see that colossal property still standing up there. Most of the historical images we'll be seeing in the show appear courtesy of OpenSFHistory.org. Their info's below, and there will be links in the description to check out OpenSFHistory, Outside Lands, and a few other sites for more of the fascinating history of this city. For the sake of brevity, this show will just cover a few select locations. Moving just north of the Cliff House, we find the current-day Sutro Baths ruins. This time we'll use my patent-pending glass sphere of seeing old buildings and stuff. Admittedly not a great name and it's kind of cheesy, so we'll just do it this once. But if we go back over 120 years, the Sutro Baths would have looked more like this. The Sutro Baths was another San Francisco marvel of the previous turn of the century. This glass-roofed public bath and entertainment hotspot of the day had 7 swimming pools filled by tidewater, along with slides, diving boards, trampolines, and a museum of interesting artifacts from all over the world. There was even a train which ran along the former Land's End Trail, which made it easier for visitors to come from the east side of the city. As time went on, the property became an ice rink, and then finally in 1966 it closed and burned down, suspiciously so according to some. And then in 1980, the National Park Service bought the property to preserve the ruins that we still see today. The ruins in Land's End along the northwest end of the peninsula have a rustic and romantic look to them, so it's no surprise that this is a very popular location for wedding photography. Now, there's so much more to the history of the Cliff House, Sutro Bath, Sutro Heights Park, and the rest of the area out here, but the surfing conditions are starting to look favorable, so it's time we move on with our day. Before we do, though, let's decompress from all that history with a trivia break! Did you know there have been over 100 shipwrecks off the coast of San Francisco due to the strong currents, frequent foggy conditions, and rocky shores? Just during the time of the 3 Cliff House buildings, there were over 10 notable shipwrecks right nearby Point Lobos. There's even a spot down Ocean Beach where you can still find the remains of one of the shipwrecks at very low tide. We'll come back to this later to show you how to go and try to spot it. Trivia break! I used to have trouble with my surfing. I tried to practice. I wanted to get better. But I just had a sneaking suspicion that something wasn't right. Like it or not, I was a kook. But then my doctor recommended Kookcedrine. Kookcedrine has been shown in clinical trials to significantly reduce dropping in, snaking, and visible signs of being a Barney. Now I feel like I can go to the beach with confidence again. I'm going to shred that gnar once I shed my pelvic cast. Thanks, Kookcedrine. Possible side effects include headaches, nausea, spastic colon, and a strong desire to take up stand-up paddleboard. If you or someone you know is a kook, ask your doctor about Kookcedrine. Some surfers know how to rip. For the rest of us, there's Kookcedrine. Alright, enough of all that silliness. Now for some real surfing, we're meeting up with my friend Joshua James down at the beach. Josh is a local Outer Richmond surfer, entrepreneur, fellow YouTuber, and the founder of Ocean Beach Café, which is the #1 non-alcoholic bar and bottle shop in Northern California. And fortunately for us, it's located right next to Ocean Beach at 734 La Playa Street. Check him out on YouTube at Josh the Non-Alcoholic. He just put out a documentary last year called Mindful Drinker. We'll talk more about that later today. Hey, what's up, man? How's it going?
How's it going, man?
Pretty good day.
It's all right. It's like a classic Ocean Beach day.
Yeah, a little windy, but yeah, we love our fog out here. This is Joshua James with Ocean Beach Café just down the street. Just about to head out for a session. Glad I caught him in time. So how long have you been surfing at Ocean Beach?
Oh man, I've been doing this for about 4 years.
What do you think of this break versus other ones you've been at?
I like short breaks. I lived in Hawaii for a long time, so this is my type of wave.
Nice.
Low tide, ready to go hit it.
Sounds good. All right, let's do it. Well, that was awesome. There's nothing like a great surfing session to clear your head out here. We'll join up with Josh again later this evening at his cafe for dinner and a private non-alcoholic tasting. He's got the latest innovations in the non-alcoholic beverage industry at Ocean Beach Café. More about that later, but first we'll head further down the beach because there's still more to see out here. Like the Park and Beach Chalet, which is a restaurant spanning 2 floors as well as a cool museum, located at the very western end of Golden Gate Park next to the soccer fields and across the street from the Ocean Beach fire pits. This place, as the Cliff House used to do, offers fine dining with an outstanding beach view. They also have their own brewery, so I'd highly recommend a visit here. You can either end up here or start here, as they have a fantastic brunch also. We'll spend an entire future episode seeing Golden Gate Park, but at the western end out here, the 2 windmills are a very iconic sight. The one on the north side of the park near Fulton Street is the Dutch windmill, and the other on the south side along Lincoln Way is the Murphy windmill. I've heard stories from some of the locals out here that the windmills may be haunted, so naturally we'll have to come back here in October and include these in the upcoming Halloween episode, along with the night tour on Alcatraz.
Boo.
But enough about that since it's still early summer. Now we're going to head inland a bit, technically to the inner sunset, to see the Hidden Garden Steps. There are over 140 steps and tens of thousands of tiles which make up the Hidden Garden Steps, which is found at Kirkham Street and 16th Avenue. Then just south of that stairway is the 16th Avenue tiled steps, more commonly known as the Mosaic Stairway. This is a great workout with over 75,000 tiles and sweeping views of the city as you reach the top. After summiting the Mosaic Stairway, the only way further up is to go to Grandview Park. Located just to the west of the 1,000-foot-high Twin Peaks, Grandview is nearly 650 feet high and provides stunning views in all directions. From the Foggy Beach to the west, to the Golden Gate Bridge to the north, to the San Francisco skyline to the east. And I think I got double my steps for the day in as well, so it's a pretty good way to stay in shape coming up here. The Outer Sunset is the largest neighborhood in San Francisco by area and has so much to see that I find myself exploring new things here all the time, even after living just a few miles to the north in the Outer Richmond for many years now. Although the beach and the stairway here are awesome, I'll admit that I come down to the Sunset more frequently for the food. Here on Irving Street there are dozens of great restaurants and bars that are all worth a try. I try a new place each time I come here and I've been very happy so far. In fact, we'll pop into Yum Yum Sushi House for some lunch to refuel after all of those stairs. Alright, that was good. Now we'll head back up to the Outer Richmond. This monument is all that remains of what used to be Playland at the beach. Playland started off as shoots at the beach, and in its heyday it grew to be one of the most popular seaside amusement parks on the West Coast. I live just steps away from where roller coasters and other attractions used to stand, so it's interesting to contemplate what a busy Saturday out here might have been like 100 years ago. Especially since today it's all a much more peaceful and financially viable residential neighborhood and a Sutro Dunes park. Well, at least I was too late to get my brain warped by Laughing Sal, who's been delighting children of all ages since the 1930s. Laughing Sal now lives in Musée Mécanique over in Fisherman's Wharf. Some of the other remaining pieces of this once bustling amusement park have been preserved elsewhere in the city or over in the East Bay.
Trivia break!
Back to the answer of our trivia break cliffhanger. The shipwreck you can still see when tides are really low is the remains of the King Philip, the clipper that met its demise on January 25, 1878, very close to modern-day Noriega Street. Even though it's rare to actually see the wreckage sticking out of the water, with the last clear sighting being in 2011, there will be more chances to catch a glimpse of this fascinating piece of San Francisco nautical history with the extremely low tides that happen in some years. This has been the Trivia Break!
Check out the big brain on Brad!
With all of that sightseeing out of the way, it's time for dinner at Ocean Beach Café and a very special treat. We'll get to have our own private non-alcoholic drink tasting with Josh. Josh opened Ocean Beach Café with the goal of sharing the wide variety of amazing non-alcoholic drink alternatives with the world. This is the only bottle shop in Northern California with such a huge assortment. From non-alcoholic beers and wines to whiskeys and other hard drink alternatives, whether you're completely alcohol-free or just looking for ideas for the next dry January, Ocean Beach Café is definitely worth a visit. Along with the non-alcoholic drinks, they also have an outstanding menu here, complete with options for both vegans and omnivores.
What we have is some rich simple syrup, fresh squeezed lime. We've got 1 ounce of orange juice. Woo. Then we got 2 ounces of Danny Trejo's spirit-free tequila. And give that a shake. Make sure there's a little foam on that. Because we can do this now. Coming in. Got a little garnish for you. It's coming at you.
Alright, thank you very much.
Got it.
Alright, cheers. Oh, that's smooth, that's really good. And you say there's not a drop of alcohol in it either. So tell me about the Trejo spirits.
Trejo's celebrity non-alcoholic tequila. Danny Trejo is celebrity for being sober as well. 55 years of deep in AA, helping people stay sober, being a huge advocate for that kind of a healthy lifestyle. And yeah, world famous. The fact that he's putting so much energy and awareness to these new choices, as we know now that these choices are totally going to change the way that we socialize. These are bona fide alcohol replacements. They scratch the itch. You can make amazing cocktails in pretty glasses. Game changer.
Don't forget to grab a bottle before you head home. I can't remember the last time I woke up thinking, I wish I drank alcohol last night. So this is the perfect substitute to have your cake and eat it too, so to speak. As night falls over the beach, the fire pits come to life on Ocean Beach. And although you can have fires out here most of the year, it sparks a certain nostalgia for summertime. And the beach fireworks help with that too. I hope you've had some fun and took away a few pieces of useful information from our tour of the western edge of San Francisco today. There's so much to see and do here, so we'll certainly be back again in a future episode. If you've enjoyed the show, go ahead and drop a like and consider subscribing for the show. And if you have an idea for a show that you'd like to see, go ahead and leave a comment. Until then, this has been Today in the City, and I'll see you next time.